and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. And wow, what a finish as the New England Patriots defeat the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51 by a score of 34-28. Thomas Brady, the best quarterback of all time. I think that is clear after this game. I mean, what a game, guys. 466 passing yards, and of course, leading his team back down 3-28, leading them all the way back, winning the game 34-28, 31-0 run by the New England Patriots to win this football game. And really, it's unbelievable. It is incredible. Let me get this out of the way first, and then we'll actually look at the game. So let's go back to my predictions video I had. The Atlanta Falcons winning this game. And as they were up early in this game, you started to see me toot my own horn. But guys, I don't regret my prediction. I mean, the Falcons, honestly, guys, they should have won today. I mean, you look at this team being up as they were. You saw a lot of the things I was talking about in my predictions video that, man, this Falcons offense is very hard to stop. And this Patriots team would have a lot of issues with them. This Falcons defense, not as bad as advertised. All of that proved to be true early, but in the second half, they absolutely blew this game, and we have to call it what it is. But at the same time, I don't regret my pick. I thought I made a good pick in this game. The Falcons, if we ran the game back, if we simulated it again, I think the Falcons definitely win. But tonight, they didn't play well. So let's start with the Falcons and move on to the Patriots, because the Falcons are just more fun to talk about, because I'm going to go off on them a little bit. What a horrible job by the Atlanta Falcons. What a terrible choke job that we've seen today. I think it's the biggest choke job in sports history, possibly. I'd have to go back and check the rugby history books and the soccer history books, but man, this is pretty freaking bad. You know, it's not the biggest comeback in terms of points, in terms of tangible points, but in terms of the stage, in terms of the atmosphere, the situation, to be up 28-3 in the Super Bowl and to lose like this, man, I mean, you just can't really come back from that. So when you look at this Atlanta Falcons coaching staff, man, I thought they did a terrible job in the second half. And specifically when you look at the fourth quarter, okay, the game, they get the ball back with, I want to say, 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. They have a beautiful play, a play-action play to Devonta Freeman out of the backfield for like 39 yards. They go all the way down the field to the Patriots, or no, to their field goal range, right? To the Patriots, like 25 or something like that. You saw Matt Ryan throw an incredible throw to Julio Jones on the sideline, and Julio Jones is a freaking beast. By the way, we're going to get into him more later. And the Falcons, okay, on 2nd and 11, they run it on 1st and 10. It's a negative 1 yard play. They are now, I want to say, at their 26-yard line of the Patriots. I want to say it's around there. They're in solid field goal range. That's the point. They throw the football, and I cannot disagree more. You are in field goal range. They were up 28-20 at that moment in field goal range. You run the ball, you kick a field goal. This game is over, baby. There's going to be 3 minutes left, and you're going to be up by 11 points. Even with all the momentum the New England Patriots had, the Patriots win that football game. But what do? They throw the football, okay? Number one, bad play call by Kyle Shanahan and bad philosophy by the Atlanta Falcons. I understand you want to be aggressive, but dude, just run the ball, man. This is the Super Bowl. You gotta run the ball there. Run down the clock, kick the field goal, and leave. Matt Bryant inside of a dome, probably like a 45-yard field goal. It's going in. This game is over. Matt Ryan can't take a sack there. You're a veteran. You've been in the league since 2008. You're the MVP. You cannot take a sack there. First of all, he's immobile as a quarterback. We get that. But you have to throw the ball away. You have to. You cannot take a sack there. You cannot do it as a quarterback. I understand. And he had time. You know, it wasn't a lot of time. It was probably like maybe 3 seconds. That's time to recognize I'm in trouble. I cannot take a sack here. Situational football there. Absolutely inexcusable to me by Matt Ryan and Kyle Shanahan. And to me, that's where this game was lost. Okay? When you look at just horrible clock management by the Atlanta Falcons in the second half, wasting timeouts. They had 2 timeouts called in the third quarter. They had a horrible challenge at the fourth quarter when the Patriots were going down the field to tie the game. And then they got the ball back with 57 seconds left. And they could not have had a worse drive, okay, other than a turnover, as they really get nothing. They get 2 passes in the middle of the freaking field. What were they thinking winning. They pumped the ball. It didn't matter because there was no time left. But yeah, 57 seconds left on the clock. Aaron Rodgers completes that drive, completes that game. The game's over, right? Why? Because he knows situational football. Okay, he would be able to find a sideline throw, to be able to recognize that, hey, wait a minute, we don't have time, we don't have timeouts. I gotta get this ball out of bounds, and the sidelines, finding some routes and plays over there. Just a terrible collapse by the Atlanta Falcons in the second half. It was ridiculous. And defensively, my goodness, how do you allow a touchdown, 2-point conversion, touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then a touchdown in overtime? I mean, it really does show you, though, that momentum is real, it is dangerous, and it is incredible in a game such as this. I mean, momentum can carry you all the way. I mean, when the Patriots got the momentum in the fourth quarter, they ran it all the way, right? Absolutely all the way they ran it, and again, scoring 31 unanswered points in this football game, an incredible game. And Matt Ryan, if you look at his stat line, 144 passer rating, and that's great, but when he needed to be great, he wasn't to win this game. He was ice cold. Okay, Matty Ice. He was Matty Ice cold in the fourth quarter today. A horrible fumble by him. I understand. Devonta Freeman did not block well, letting the blitzer come on that side and get to Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan, you can't fumble there, and then you can't take a sack there. And you have to be able to make better throws when you have a chance to win the football game late, and he didn't. So I have a lot of the blame on Matt Ryan, who is the MVP of this league this season, and deservedly so. To me, he deserves a big portion of the blame today, as does Dan Quinn, as does Kyle Shanahan. Julio Jones is a damn beast. His 2 sideline catches were fantastic. They were incredible. They were sensational. This guy is great. And Antonio Brown can't make those plays. And I'm now firmly in the belief that Julio Jones is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Antonio Brown is great. He's number 2. I think Julio Jones is number 1. To make those type of catches in the Super Bowl, looking like damn Michael Jackson on the sideline leaning. The Hennessy got him leaning on the sideline, bringing those passes in. He was fantastic. What a wide receiver is Julio Jones. And look at this stat. How about only 18 rushes by the Atlanta Falcons today in a game where they were up 28-3? That is absurd. That is ridiculous. Devonta Freeman, 6.8 yards per carry, but he only ran it 11 times. That is on the Atlanta Falcons. That is on Dan Quinn. That is on their entire coaching staff, their philosophy. And these other wide receivers, other than Julio Jones, did not step up when they needed to. You saw, I want to say, Taylor Gabriel with a chance to make a tough catch on the left sideline, not being able to reel it in. And we're seeing why, a lot of people are talking about Taylor Gabriel saying, oh, he's so good now that he's left Cleveland. I don't think that's true. Look, he only has like 500 something receiving yards on the season. How many did he have for the Browns 2 years ago? 600. He's the same receiver. He's just in bigger games. He's just playing for a better team. He's still the same guy. Mohamed Sanu, he's still the same guy. They really haven't improved. They're just more of them. When Eric Reams is your 7th best wide receiver, you have a great receiving core. But the problem is, individually, they're not great. They're not great. It was a nice shake, a nice move to get Malcolm Butler falling down like a clown, but still, Taylor Gabriel, to me, he's not great. There's just a lot of them, so it's hard to cover all of them. If Taylor Gabriel's on the Tennessee Titans, he's going to be the 3rd wide receiver. He's not going to do great. Okay, he's not. So, the defense for the Falcons, then we'll go on to the Patriots. We'll talk all about the Patriots. So for the defense for the Falcons, individually, it's hard to say there is a lot of problems here because you saw Grady Jarrett get 3 sacks. He was fantastic. You saw Keanu Neal making tackles. You saw Jalen Collins making tackles. But Robert Alford, number of penalties I was not in love with. Deion Jones played well individually. I have to go back and look at the film and see who was really messing up, but it's hard to say. It's hard to really put onus and blame on these players individually. I was not in love with Brian Poole's performance today in that secondary. But individually, I saw some plays made from these guys. They're all very young, right? And that's the reason to believe that the Falcons will be here in the future. But anyway, now let's move on to the Super Bowl champions. Okay, we're finally going to talk about them. All right, so the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl, 5th Super Bowl for Tom Brady. Again, I believe he solidified himself as the best quarterback of all time. I mean, to be down 28-3 and to lead your team back in the biggest game in American sports, I mean, it's fantastic. It's incredible. 466 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, just fantastic. Now, his interception, his pick 6 was awful, okay, and I was prepared at halftime, okay, to come on the game or come after the game on here saying, hey, that was a terrible interception and he kind of cost his team the game, but ultimately he won the game, so it doesn't matter. I mean, to throw the ball 62 times and to get 466 passing yards, and this team abandoned the run in the second half and to a lot of success. Why? Because of Thomas Brady, who again is the greatest quarterback of all time. We need to all agree on that. The run game for the Patriots did not work today, and still they ran it more than the Falcons. That's a big problem for the Falcons. We look at the receiving core. How about James White? Okay, the running back for the New England Patriots, 110 receiving yards for James White today, and Julian Edelman had a number of drops. Chris Hogan had a number of drops, and Chris Hogan's overrated. I mean, this guy's so overrated. Chris Hogan's Chris Hogan, okay? You saw the play where he was going down the sideline, Brady threw it to him deep, and Chris Hogan's, tracking the ball great. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoa! Because he can't judge the ball. Chris Hogan's not a great wide receiver. Can we stop talking about, oh, Chris Hogan, this guy's so good. He's an X factor. The guy is not good. If you play for the Bills like he did, he's not going to be good. Play for the Titans, he's not going to be good. Play for Cleveland, he's not going to be good. Tom Brady can turn anybody into a decent wide receiver. Then you'll leave and you'll be nothing. Ask Deion Branch, ask Wes Welker, ask all the... Dude, Chris Hogan, come on. This guy is nothing. Honestly, he's nothing. Julian Edelman, I think, is actually good. Okay, he's actually good, but don't tell me about Chris Hogan. I mean, dear God, Chris Hogan. Malcolm Mitchell, number of catches. Really liked Malcolm Mitchell today. Really liked him today. We look at the terrible fumble by LeGarrette Blount. And again, I tried to tell you before the game, Blount's overrated. He's not a great running back. He couldn't run the ball today. He couldn't find any success. Had a terrible fumble, huge fumble. He is great at the goal line. I'm surprised they didn't give him a goal line touch. But he's a little overrated. Again, but when you're in this New England scheme, you're with Tom Brady, with Bill Belichick, you'll find success, definitely. Patriots defense. Okay, so there were issues today. Even though they won, I will say, I think they missed Jamie Collins and Chandler Jones today. I know it doesn't matter because they won the Super Bowl, and that's all I ask, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I think they could have been used today. But Trey Flowers, 2.5 sacks, great. That's great by Trey Flowers, and he even elicited, that was Chris Long that elicited a huge holding call, and by the way, penalties were terrible for the Falcons in the second half as well. You look at Jabal Sheard had a 1/2 sack. Alan Branch, 1/2 sack. Devin McCourty did a pretty good job as a free safety, although he did get shook. I think he's the one that got shook by Devonta Freeman. I want to say, it could have been him or Patrick Chung, who did not have a great game to me, Patrick Chung. But yeah, so Malcolm Butler, he struggled early, but later on, he played well in the second half to me when they were leading their comeback. So how about some individual plays? How about that Julian Edelman catch over the middle, man? I mean, 3 Falcons there, bouncing off of a couple of Falcon players' legs and still in the hands of Julian Edelman. And I don't know what Edelman was thinking today. He was wearing 2 red rubber gloves. He looked like a damn clown, okay? Wearing these 2 big red rubber gloves. They look so slippery. They look so, I don't know. I didn't trust these gloves. And he was wearing them, and you can see him having trouble catching the football. I don't know where he was wearing these McDonald clown gloves. I don't know what he was thinking. But anyway, great catch there, and that's going to go down as one of the best catches of all time. Real quick, how does the Super Bowl rank in terms of the Super Bowls of all time? Now, I've already heard some people say it's the best Super Bowl ever. I'm going to definitively say no. Okay, no. It's a great finish. It's a great fourth quarter. It's not a great Super Bowl, bro. You know as well as me, that first half you were like, okay, well, we have another blowout in the playoffs. screw this. You were not watching like this saying like, oh my gosh. I was looking like that during the Giants and Patriots first matchup in the Super Bowl with Eli Manning, that great upset. I was looking like that throughout the entire game pretty much. Steelers Cardinals, I was looking like that throughout the entire game. Ravens, this is akin to Ravens and 49ers. It's a little better than Ravens and 49ers. Just a little bit better. And you like the fact that we finally had an overtime game in the Super Bowl, so that's great as well. So this is a great Super Bowl finish. But I still prefer, even that Patriots and Seahawks Super Bowl, I prefer over this one. I think it's top 10. I don't think it's top 5. I don't think it's top 5. I heard some people saying it's the best ever. I don't think so. I think it's a great Super Bowl. I think it's top 10. Top 5, no. I prefer Patriots Seahawks. I prefer Patriots Giants 1. I prefer Steelers Cardinals. And Steelers Packers, to me, is close. But this one might rank over that. So, and then that's just in the past 10 years. I mean, we're not even talking about the stuff that happened before the past 10 years. So to me, it's not even the best Super Bowl for the past 10 years. Well, how do we consider Super Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? You know, so to me, it's not the best ever. I think we should calm down. But it was very enjoyable, and I'm happy. Okay, we got a good finish at the end of the day. Again, I was wrong, but I was proud of my pick. I mean, the Falcons, they should have won this game. I mean, I know that's sacrilegious to say, but bro, they were in field goal range. They run the ball, they kick the field goal. This game's over. This game is over. I get my pick right, and no one's talking about it. And what did I tell you in my picks and predictions video? I said, even if I'm wrong, don't act like it's out of the realm of possibility for the Falcons to win this game, and it was definitely within the realm of possibility today. This is a game that the Falcons blew. And real quick, let's talk about their future prospects, okay? These teams moving forward. The Atlanta Falcons. First of all, it's going to be hard to get back, but I like some things about this team, and the offense, it's not going to be great like this again, okay? It's just not. It's not going to be great like this again. It's a one-year thing, I think, definitively, so you're going to see this team not be nearly as good offensively next season. However, the promising thing is this is a young defense. With Grady Jarrett, Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, Robert Alford, who's still pretty young, Desmond Trufant, who didn't play today. I know he really wished he could play. You look at some other pieces, man, they're building something. This front office with Thomas Dimitroff and Scott Pioli, who is now there, they're building something defensively. You're going to see, to me, a similar transformation that the Denver Broncos made from 2013 to 2015, where they actually become more of a defensive team than an offensive team. A team like the Broncos that was so good offensively in 2013, they lost the Super Bowl, they then invested in a bunch of free agents defensively, and then they were able to get back, but their quarterback wasn't nearly as good. That could happen. And Matt Ryan is a guy where he'll have his fantastic seasons, this one being the most fantastic of all of them thus far, but he can have his stinky seasons. I mean, last year was stinky. I mean, he wasn't very good last year. Only a pass rating of 89, 21 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. Bleh. You know, 2 years before that, 26 touchdowns to 17 interceptions, a pass rating of 89. Bleh. It's like every 2 years, this guy plays fantastic. So next year, there's reason to believe he's not going to be great. And we're going to see if that reigns to be true, if that proves to be true. In fact, I'm looking at statistics right now. It's like every odd year. Every odd year he struggles. 2009 he struggled. 2011 he was actually pretty good. 2013 and 15 he wasn't great. So 2017 we'll see what happens. And I like this Falcons team moving forward. Will they win the NFC South next year? I'm not saying that. I think the Bucs are coming. I think the Panthers will be back. They're probably going to be better than they were last year for sure. And even the Saints, if they can fix their defense, even they're going to be in it. So the Falcons, to me, nothing is solidified. And if I'm a Falcons fan right now, first of all, I'm not alive. Okay, because I couldn't take this as a Falcons fan. I mean, are you kidding me? My God, a franchise that has never won a Super Bowl, to be ahead like this and to choke like this. If you're a Falcons fan watching this video, man, I commend you, man, because I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be alive right now if I was a Falcons fan. So, wow. Okay, props to you. And, man, it's going to be tough, man, because, wow. I mean, are you going to get back? I don't know if you're going to get back. We'll see. As for the New England Patriots moving forward, your 5th Super Bowl, not going to lie, not thrilled about that, but, hey, it's the case. It's great. You're great. Ugh. Will you win more? it's possible, man. Tom Brady looks like he has years left. Now, it looks like, and Max Kellerman makes this point, and he's an idiot, but he's right in this point in saying that with quarterbacks or with anybody, with athletes, you look like you're doing good, you're coasting as a talent level, and then all of a sudden, you fall off a cliff, and it's proven to be true. I mean, look at Peyton Manning. I mean, God, dude, that guy fell off of a cliff, and the same thing could prove to be true with Tom Brady. And we'll see. You know, I'm not going to predict it. I mean, I'm going to pick the Patriots to win the AFC East again. I'm probably going to pick them to go. We'll see if I'll pick them to go to the Super Bowl. There are 2 white knights, actually possibly 3 white knights that could stop the New England Patriots, and their names are Marcus Mariota. I know I'm a Titans fan, I'm biased, but this is my belief. Derek Carr, yes, and Andrew Luck. And even though I hate Andrew Luck, I think he is possible. I think he could be a white knight for the not Patriots haters in the world. I'm not a Patriots hater, but I'm a little bit of a socialist. Not like in a crazy way, but I would have voted for Bernie Sanders, for example. And I like the wealth to be spread a little bit, okay? So we'll see moving forward. There's reason to like the Patriots moving forward, and I get you if you want to pick them to win the Super Bowl next year and the year after that and the year after that. It's great. It's so fantastic. Oh my God, it's so great. So let me shut up. I'm done. The video has been long, but it's okay because it's a freaking Super Bowl. We want to talk about it. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Super Bowl 51. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. And I'm out. Peace.